getting this thing going. Mazda's screaming in the background. I'm not too sure if this is quali now or just a practice session. We'll find out very soon. Share it in Discord this time. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Just adjust my mic, keep it away from TV a bit. Haven't got my headset on. Right, enough excuses. Hope the sound quality is okay. Picture quality, as ever, GT7 looking beautiful. This is the opening round for the Drivers' Room Festival of Speed 2025, first season, round 1, and we are in the Mazda 787B. That's the car of choice for this season, and yeah, I'm opting out this season. We have Mr. Sean, I'm not too sure is... Goose Racing have a new member anyway, but he may be in Tier 2, as he's just joined our Discord as well. Yeah, we are at Suzuka and it is absolutely chucking it down. Had reports from several drivers already leading up to this race how difficult the conditions are going to be. But again, we do see Retro Racing, TCR Robbers dog, Retro Racing setting the pace at the moment. Team champions. Very formidable drivers, very formidable team, and seems to be great at tuning. And this is always going to be a test, wet conditions at Suzuka. But it looks like they have got something together. AG again representing Retro Racing, as well as comes into shot RJ Cool and Dowlers. So we have the top 4. Although it is Mr. Sean setting the pace now for Goose Racing. So yeah, Goose Racing with a beautiful JPS livery. My team I'm taking a sabbatical from at the moment. Mr. Sean representing Goose Racing in Tier 1 this season. But time's tumbling. I'm wondering if the track... Oh, looking at the track conditions, it is getting drier. So, interesting. I'm pretty sure this is an open qualifying session. For 15 minutes, and the track is starting to dry, but still wet. As soon as you go offline, obviously you're in a lot of trouble. But you see on the bottom left hand side of the screen the first icon after the timer, that is the track dampness, and as it's just dipping below and into the first section. White bar, you see it blipping up there as he touches the curbs and goes offline slightly. But yeah, the track is basically, that point there is the crossover for slip tyres. So you're going to see these lap times come absolutely tumbling down now. So Mickey 1:58 with AG setting a time in dry conditions now, just behind Mickey for Vulcan Motorsport, I believe. Deck name. What am I witnessing here? I was checking if I had Mickey right off a Vulcan Motorsport, and as I look back up at the screen I see Mickey and Vlad having a little bit of a love tap off the circuit there, so I'll have to watch that back in the replay myself later on today. Vlad in third place, Dowler's in fourth for Retro Racing, so yeah, as you've seen these times, and Dowler's still 5 seconds off the pace, so this should be his first flying lap in the drier conditions, and we see that driver's going onto the intermediate now. No one wanting to risk the slick tyre, unless that was Mickey. Sorry, that could have been Mickey starting on the inters. I believe he's changing too. You can see grooves on the tyres on the graphic there, but no, he's on the medium. So GT7, as polished as it tries to be, obviously showing intermediate tyre still. But slicks on to Mickey's car now, and see what AG opts for again, showing groove tyres. Should be slicks game. Come on. The real driving simulator is supposed to be better than this. Just under 3 minutes left to go in this qualifying session as Vlad picks up a 3-second penalty somewhere, maybe crossing the line on the way out of the pit. I think that's a slam dunk 3 seconds every time. That could really compromise him. He needs to serve that now in his out lap, obviously. I think these guys are only going to get one flying lap after this. 2.5 minutes left on the clock, and it's just under 2 minutes a lap. I had a look at the numbers of the lobbies before the race started, and it was over 18, so... Open. New Goose driver, just checking Discord there. Yeah, I don't think it's due to merge into one room tonight, so we've got 12 drivers in here at the moment. McLaren at the back for Wrecking Ball Racing. Looks like he's joined the lobby a little bit later. But yeah, the track is looking completely dry. We have a completely dry racing line now. Drivers need to keep it clean. Luco setting the pace now. 1:49.2 on his last lap. 6 tenths up on this lap as well. About 10 seconds off of Mickey in second place. This track has absolutely come alive now. The racing softs this have been. And he's lost the back end. He's probably just put a wheel on the curb on the wet stuff. These slicks slightly warm softs as he just waits for the driver to come through there with McLaren. Yeah, great lap nevertheless on that last run. He will be kicking himself though, because he was a big chunk of time up on that lap, so we'll see where the drivers are now as we've got someone crossing the line. Who's that? That was... there's a bit of damage there for oh, Robert's dog has had a few issues somewhere. We're setting really good pace in the wet conditions. He's obviously done a couple of laps on these softs with damage on... oh, he's put a wheel on the curb as well. Great control as he collects that nicely and goes into the pits. That's MS2 fast. We've missed him crossing the line there. 1/10 behind Luco. Mickey in what is second place at the moment. We'll try and get some of these drivers coming around. There's Erk off track. Would have probably been on his quickest lap. We see what McLaren does here in his first flying lap, first registered flying lap, I believe. He comes around the final corner now, stays on the dry line. 1:50, 1 second off of pole time there. There's AG as well. 8 seconds off the pole time. Yet to set a good lap in the dry stuff. So yeah, these conditions catching a few drivers out by the looks of it. So starting soon message coming up from the lobby host MS as Vlav is not in pole. As you see, Luco still has the fastest lap. He's not on the graphic on the left as he's in the pits, but AG sets the fastest lap of qualifying so far. 1.92 seconds ahead of Vlav. 1:48.8, incredible time there from AG. So RJ Cool bringing it around. He's 3.5 seconds off of AG. Won't get enough time to finish this lap as we do get ready for the race start now. Mr. Sean in the barriers again, 2:02, so it looks like he got one lap in. Oh no, he's still on the inters. So yeah, Sean not braving it and not braving it and giving the slicks a go. But still not in a bad position. As we've got Embar, who's been out there for some time, hasn't improved. He's on. This is going to be one of the last laps registered if he does get it in. So we'll be under 2 minutes. 1:54, moves him right up into second place, right at the end of qualifying there. I think that will be the last driver, as Mickey's furthest along in the lap now, 1:52.9 from Mickey. And we'll see how this qualifying pans out. So all the drivers in the pits now, changing for what is expected to be a wet race start. And I will try and keep up with the action as best as possible. Mickey on the mediums, he's just been asked to put change to the wets. I don't know if he was expecting to maybe get through the first part of the race on the slicks, but that would have been. Oh, he's gone to intermediates. Interesting. So, I think Mickey about one of the only drivers on the grid to try the inters at the start of the race. So here we go then, first race of the 2025 season for the drivers who are in Festival Speed, and we have AG on pole, Luke on second, MS in third, McLaren fourth, Lab fifth, RJ Cool sixth, Mickey seventh, Embar eighth. As the lights go on, we begin our countdown for the race, and it is very heavy rain conditions. I'm going to check back on Mickey how he's doing on those inters, because they will be struggling at the start of this race, especially off the line. As we see Mickey on the graphic on the left, does drop out from 6th place. off the graphic completely. AG holding on to first base into the first corner. Luco holding on to second as these drivers just try and tiptoe around the first corner. These conditions are extremely treacherous. It looks like all drivers have kept it pretty clean. So Mickey does move back up into 10th, or is in 10th. I'm not too sure where he went into, what position he was in, into the first corner, but he'll do very well to keep up with the pack in these conditions. Just filter through the drivers now. Mr. Sean at the back tiptoeing around, but yeah, was Mickey on the inters? Yeah. And we do have damage. MS is spun round the other way. RJ Cool in the barriers as well, and we do have more position changes as doing really well up into 7th place now. Mickey's in 8th place thanks to the mishap of MS and RJ Cool behind now. And this rain is still looking pretty relentless at the moment, as just dipped into the middle bracket of how damp the track is. Still not quite ready for inters, so Mickey doing really well in these conditions. As we see RJ Cool just getting back up to speed. MS just 1.5 seconds off the pack, as we see Robert's dog making a move on Mr. Sean. He drops back to 10th, and that does allow MS to close up the gap now, as we've got Dowlers sideways on the exit of Spoon, and up into 6th now. Mickey up into 7th place. Robert's dog close behind. That's a very close pack. We'll keep an eye on this going into 1:30. I think Dowlers doesn't need to yield. You don't want to be going side by side through there. In these conditions, it does drop back to MS. Holds on to 11th place. AG doing a great job out in the lead of the race, but Luco right on his tail. And if AG not managing to pull a gap at all. And down the main straight, I think they're just offline there. Keep the tyres as cool as possible, but as you see on the graphic bottom left, it is still very heavy rain, and by the sounds of the you hear the rain getting heavier now, so turn one is going to be extremely difficult to navigate. Mr. Sean on the full wets, capitalising on that, and move himself up into 8th place ahead of Mickey on the inters. MS up into 10th now, Dowlers to 11th as RJ Cool does begin to close up the gap to the pack in front. Interesting little fight there, as Erk has not quite managed to slip away now. Got ahead of this pack as he loses the back end a little bit. and Robber's Dog is sniffing all over his back end and make a move into, can't really do it here. We've got yellow flags, and Luco has spun. Luco is sideways in the first Degnaforms, I believe. So AJ's got some breathing room now, as we see him just disappearing into the distance there off of the hairpin. McLaren in second, Embar third, Lavitt in fourth. Luco recovers into fifth now. Robber's Dog up into sixth, Mr. Sean seventh, Mickey eighth, MS in ninth, Dowler's 10th, and Irk also having a mare, was running in 6th place, now in 12th place. We're going to see a hell of a lot of position changes as this race goes on, and yeah, these conditions are incredibly difficult. AG 27 taming the 787B in these conditions, really nailing it, and he has a 6-second lead over to McLaren now. Embar in third, who's kept it clean up to this point. Vlav following close behind in 4th place. Embar and Vlav, both the Balkan Motorsport drivers, along with Mickey. There's Luco. I'm not going to pronounce his, I believe it's the Welsh pronunciation of Dragon. I'm not sure. I'll have to check the Discord in a bit. I'm really sorry. I should have done my homework before this race, but yeah, he just rocked up. Here's a bit of commentary. Anyway, Luco in 6th now, trying to fight back, getting to the top 5. He's all over the back of Robber's Dog at the moment. So unfortunately missed out what happened to Luco. RJ Cool up into 9th now, so he's ahead of MS. After these two dropped back very early on in the race. AG holding on to close to around 6-second gap over the 2nd place McLaren. 4 seconds ahead of Vlad and Embar, who just running in tandem at the moment, trying to keep it clean. But Robber's Dog 1.2 high now, not far off picking up a slipstream. Not that you want to be going too hot into braking zones in these conditions, but you see he's a lot quicker around and around that corner, closing the gap up. 0.6 now, so as Vlad and Embar is tripping over each other a little bit. As that gap comes right down, as Robber's Dog just found the pace now, as he was setting some good laps in the wet conditions in qualifying, and again takes inside, looks really comfortable taking the inside of that hairpin. Not much Embar can or really wants to do it about it at this stage of the race, but yeah, Robber's Dog up to 4th place. We'll see if Luco can follow suit, but and already closing up to Vlad. So yeah, Robber's Dog looking really tidy in these conditions as well. Less than half a second off of the podium places, and looks like Vlad has closed a second. The guy in front, it was 4 seconds, just under 3 seconds now, and we'll come back to this in a minute. Robber's Dog just setting his best laps of the race now. Embar doing enough to hold on to as he goes wide there. Commentator's curse. I don't know if he let him go there or what, but might have been a little swap of positions just before 1:30. Just through it. But Embar is 6th place, Mickey, Mr. Sean in 7th, Mickey in 8th place with those inters. As he gets a full track reset. Oh, that was painful. Yeah, I'm not too sure where he was on track there, but so nowhere near where he should have been. The only thing that's going to do him any favours now is the rain does seem to have stopped, and as you can see on the graphic on the bottom left, again it is drying out a little bit and the inters will start coming alive, but yeah, just hasn't done enough to really make that impact just with those couple of mistakes, as he finds himself nearly 6 seconds off of 9th place. As we have Dowlers in the pits already. That's an early pit stop. We're going to go on to that's a very early change for the slicks, surely. 11th place, Dowlers, very, very early stop. He needs to get off of that green stuff very quickly, so it's going to hold him out there for that entire corner now. Yeah, very brave move there from Dowlers. First man on the slicks, and we'll see what he can do. We won't. Yeah, anyway, AG in first place. 9-second gap ahead of McLaren now. Robber's Dog has got the job done on Vlad, and Luco is right there as well. So Luco's got ahead of Embar somewhere. He's right on Vlav's tail, but Robersdog finds himself in third place, 1.8 behind McLaren. And I can see that gap coming down pretty quickly as that is Luco running wide, or was that Vlav running wide? Vlav running wide, does recover though. Obviously Witt's having enough grip in these conditions, even when out on the grass, to not completely aquaplane into oblivion. It does allow Luco up into fourth now to get back on the tail of Robersdog, because you see the track is getting dry, everyone going purple now. AG 8 seconds ahead, McLaren 2 seconds ahead of Robersdog now. Let's see if he can maintain that gap. Robersdog's ahead of this battle here. There's Embar on the back, was that Mr. Sean on the back of these guys as well. So we have a 5 third to 7. Luco into the pits now, he'll be jumping onto the slick tyres. Again, might be a little bit too early. You catch a curb, just put a wheel onto, just if you put a wheel off racing line, yeah, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Especially keep it tidy coming out of the pits, because that'll be soaking wet. As he gets onto the racing line, can he keep it on the grey stuff around turns 1, 2? He can. So we'll see what Luco can do from 8th place. We'll pop back. That's RJ Cool on the racing softs. 3-second penalty and facing the wrong way. MS too fast. Oh, he's also on the medium. So quite a few guys have pitted at the back as well. AG still out in the wets. Where's Mickey now? So Mickey on the inters, but again they pick up tyre wear so quickly. He's only 158 though, so been proven right. He's on the best tyre at the moment by some margin. But again, if he just didn't have those offs early on, it is just getting time for slicks now. Done a great job early in the race, but yeah, just a few mistakes, and it has cost him quite a bit. But he has done well to start picking it up as he closes up to these guys in front now. So 204, 204, 205 from these guys, and a 158, 6 seconds quicker on that last lap. So these guys, I'd imagine, will pit. Oh, McLaren goes sideways into the barrier, and that will allow. Oh, good job for ghosting. We're not quite around to the pit entry yet. I thought he'd missed the pit entry, as well as Vlav does miss the pit entry. I don't know if that was through choice, but the back end snaps out there as Embar carries on in the wets. So we've got a couple of guys carrying on the wets. Mr. Sean on the wets now, trying to find the damp parts of the track to keep the tyres cool. And AG comes out into 4th place, so he does look at that, Mickey. Oh, still in the intermediate, so he does need to pit. But yeah, he's right behind the race leader now, so pit stop behind the race leader. AG comes out pretty much in the lead, but he needs to get overtakes done on guys that are on wet tyres, and AG can't afford to go offline just yet. But he does get the move done on Sean up to 3rd, so it's good progress straight away with Vlav and Embar in provisional 1st and 2nd at the moment. AG right on the back. Those mediums are going to be as Embar runs wide there, so that gives AG another place. We'll see where everyone feeds out as Luco right on the tail of Mr. Sean. So yeah, he's not that far away from AG. Pitted earlier, out on the mediums now as Mickey does brake early to try and as it gets all very clustered through the hairpin, and that is Embar now into the barrier. Robersdog comes round on the racing softs to take 6th place. So I think Robersdog will be in 3rd place once this all pans out. But Luco around, what is that? That's 5-6 seconds off of the lead now once these guys pit. Mr. Sean and Mickey, both of these guys will be pitting at the end of this lap, and you see where positions change when we finish, or when the pit stops are done. So yellow flag up ahead again. We've got Vlav nearly getting in the way of his teammate there. And yeah, the Balkan Motorsport guys having a lot of dramas in this opening stint of the race as we're coming up to the halfway mark. So Mr. Sean in the pits. Vlav in the pits. Robber's dog up into full. Mickey not pitted yet, so he's still out on the inters. We'll be looking for the. We'll be driving offline, trying to keep those tyres alive. One more lap as MS now moves up into 5th place. So one of the really early stoppers, MS. And running in 5th now, 8 seconds off of 4th place. McLaren rejoins the race in 5th. Mr. Sean rejoins out the pits now. Fresh tyres in 7th place. Vlav 2 seconds behind after a few incidents on the closing laps up until his pit stop. A half-second penalty to deal with as well. Embar in 9th place. RJ Cole running in 10th at the moment. Quite a bit wet on the softs now. Dowlers was the first man to pit, I believe. Or was it Erk? I'm not sure. But Erk was running well in the heavy wet conditions at the start of the race. Finds himself at the back of the grid with a 6-second penalty to deal with. And yeah, things could definitely be going better for Erk at the moment. Not so much for AG. Everything going to plan pretty much so far. He's just had a race win, pretty comfortable race win in the Driver Room Sunday League. In the race before this, he's gone from a rallycross to this car, so a bit of a transition as he makes his way through 130R. Setting purple laps now as the track is almost bone dry, and I'm not too sure. I haven't looked at the radar if we've got any more rain due towards the end of the race, but they're looking good at the moment, probably for one more stop. We'll see how the mediums hold out. A comfortable 6-second gap to 2nd place Luco at 8 to 9 seconds. 9-second gap to Robber's dog in 3rd. Mickey running in 4th, still out on the inters. And this will be Mickey coming in now, surely. Here he comes. We'll see what tyre he goes for. I'd imagine the medium, maybe thinking he might be able to get the mediums to stretch until the end of the race from here. We'll see. It's McLaren crossing the line to start lap 8. In 4th place now. You see Mickey just dropping down the order. He'll be the last man to pit, but he does come out just behind Vlav. And nice comfortable gap to Embar behind at the moment. There's sorry, what am I talking about? There we go. We got a bit sideways there, but yeah, comfortable gap to Embar in 9th place, 8 seconds. 8-second gap to RJ Cole, fully recovered now after his early incidents. Dowler's 26 seconds. I think he's had another incident somewhere because Erk's just under 20 seconds off of 11th place man Dowler's now. He's starting to say his best laps of the race, hoping to get his head down and get into some battles towards the end of the race. And what was a comfortable 6-second gap is now a 7.6 second gap. AG out in front. Fantastic job so far. As Luco has extended his gap to Robber's dog, can't keep up. Set the fastest lap on the last lap, so I'm not too sure how AG still managed to extend that gap. 49.6, so Luco with the fastest lap last time around, and AG immediately responds and goes 0.7 of a second quicker to take the purple lap back again. And yeah, these two guys going faster and faster, just dropping Robber's dog a little bit. 3rd place all in his own, also setting his fastest laps of the race at the moment. A full 3 seconds off of Luco's fastest lap. McLaren also 151, so McLaren finding some pace now in the dry conditions and looking to close the gap up to Robber's dog. So maybe Robber's dog running more of a wet setup, and the McLaren setup is coming into play now a little bit. MS still in 5th place. Mr. Sean not far behind, 3.5 seconds with Mickey. Did go into the race in medium, so yeah, we'll see how he gets on with tyre wear. 12.5 minutes left of the race now. Vlav in 8th place, 10 seconds off the back of Mickey. Embar 2.5 off of Vlav, and 13 ahead of RJ. As Erk still just slowly closing the gap to Dowler's up ahead. Excuse me. Who has dropped right off the back of his teammate RJ Cole. AG looking to go purple again, but Luco hasn't let that gap open up, so I'll watch Luco's time at the end of this lap as well. Maybe just resigning to another stop, coming out on a really quick stint on the softs at the end. It's a really long pit stop here. There's a 1:49.1, going half a second quicker again, but Luco not far off that pace at all. 49.3, 2 tenths off. And yeah, this is really opening the gap up to third place man Robert's Dog. We'll see what he responds with on this lap. So it's his fastest lap by a couple of seconds. But that time of asking, responding to McLaren's pace behind. That's 150.6. So as this fuel load's dropping, these cars getting quicker and quicker. And yeah, these lap times really starting to come down now. 51.6, 51.4. That lap, 50.9. Great time from Mr. Sean. 50.4. Mickey started to close that up as well. So everything's going to get really tight between those three, I think. MS just needs to find a little bit more time as Sean not far off of that slipstream now. Vlad in a little bit of space by himself. Not much changed at the back. A little bit closer to Dowlers again. But yeah, this man AG on fire this weekend. I think everyone's got their work cut out when he's on this sort of form. 1.2 slower that lap, so I might have had a little bit of an incident somewhere. As Luco going purple is properly on it now. As AG, I'll check the tyre wear in a minute. I weren't really watching that on AG's car, but Luco doing a fantastic job in second place, really keeping AG under pressure. So he comes right round the final corner. 49.2 again, consistent. Lost a little bit of time in that final sector, but yeah, gained a second, nearly a second and a half, 1.3 on that last lap. It's as we see, AG's tyre wear a little bit better as Luco did stop earlier. But this sort of pace, I think Luco is definitely resigning himself to another pit stop. So it's been around. How long has it been? Only about. It's been under 10 minutes since the pit, I believe. So the tyres at half life now. And get around the 25% mark, and you really will start losing time as he just jumps over the field, brave enough to go over the curbs now. Track really drying out, obviously the curves will still be wet as AG just comes up to the back marker of Erk, who is closing the gap. So Dowler's in front quite a bit now. Probably do with slipstreaming AG for a bit if he can hang on to him. As we do see 151 earlier on, 152 from Erk those last couple of laps. So has found some pace now, just needs to keep it consistent. It's Luco, the man on the charge at the moment. So he brings the gap down to under 6 seconds now. Just half a second off of his personal best, which was an incredibly fast lap. So still on good pace, nevertheless. As AG comes around the final corner now. Pretty much exactly 6 seconds ahead. And on to lap 12, just under 8 minutes of the race left to go. The Robert's Dog still in third place. That gap slowly coming down to McLaren, but Robert's Dog is responding. So 50.6 on that last lap. McLaren getting faster and faster, with 50.3 on that last lap. And Robert's Dog has pitted. He was on the softs, looking at the tyre wear there, so he'll probably come out on the softs again. He's going to be really quick on this last stint, but we'll see where he feeds back into things. As Mickey and Sean and MS all coming round the final bend now. Fuel not being an issue in these cars. They're going to be flat out until the end. And Robert's he's cut the pit lane either on the entry or exit. I didn't catch that, but he's picked up the 3-second penalty. That's going to cost him massively. As you get that on the straight down to 130R, and yeah, 3 seconds will probably cost you around 5 at that part of the track. So that is a shame. That will probably... Well, McLaren was around 5 or 6 seconds behind before that pit stop. So if McLaren does pit again, he has a 9.2 second lead over Robbins Dog at the moment. So he has come back out on the softs, so he will be quick on this last thing. But if McLaren does have to pit again, he's getting extremely close, if not ahead of Robbins Dog. So gap getting up to around 6 seconds again with the top two. Yeah, we'll see as Luco does come into the pits now. We'll see how AG responds. I think AG is going to pit, but there's only 6 minutes left now. He probably can get these tyres to the end from here. And I don't think, so McLaren's not going to be close enough to Luco. Luco's coming out into the softs, back out onto track on the softs. Somewhat clean air. I think that's just ahead. Or was that Dowler's? Dowler's just ahead, and then is 20 seconds ahead of Dowler's now. So Dowler's has pitted. We'll see if he pits again or tries to hold on to track position. As Luco just makes his way through and will be a man on the charge now. We'll see what AG does from here. It's a 22 second gap over Luco at the moment. Dog serves his penalty and dropped right back. So MS hasn't capitalised on that. Still in 7th place, I think. A lot of these drivers just looking to keep these tyres alive until the end now. 21.6. That gap will come down pretty rapidly, but I think AG is going to just go to the end here. As, I think if he pits now, he might well lose track position. Not 100% sure. Anyway, Luco going not too wide. We're just using as much of the track as possible. There's Mr. Shaw in the 5th, right on the tail of Mickey. Mickey slightly better tyre wear. Both of these guys ahead of Robbins Dog now on the softs. Needs to make the most of that. He's got a job to do, giving himself a job to do in the last part of this race now. He battles back for top 5 position. He does go purple as well, so the quickest man on track, Robbins Dog. 1:49.8 from Mr. Sean on that last lap, so no slouch, but Robbins Dog a full second a lap quicker at the moment on those softs. Does come around the final corner to take the fastest lap with 1:48.6. McLaren as well was another man that stopped. No, he hasn't, sorry. I was just Luco, so yeah, Luco would have been. So this is his first flying lap. We'll see if he has gone purple. 18.8, 18.7. So yeah, that time absolutely tumbling down. 1.6 seconds. Luco absolutely flying. Robbins Dog still behind Mr. Sean though, can't get that 5th place back. So 3 minutes of the race left now. AG's not going to pit from this position. We'll go back and check the gap in a minute, but Luco absolutely on fire. We'll keep an eye on the left hand side as well. 1:48.6, fastest lap at the moment. But yeah, Luco just coming around the back straight now. Almost too fast in 7th place, just dropping off the back of the guys in front, really struggling with that tyre wear. So Vlad is getting some consistent laps in now from the past, since the pit pretty much. 8th place, his teammate in 9th place, 5 seconds off the back of him. RJ Cool running in 10th now. In 11th, so hasn't managed to hold on to that position, just holding on, losing out to RJ Cool on the fresher tyres. Dowler's really struggling at the back today. He's had a few incidents, but yeah, Luco taking the fastest lap by around 2 seconds, 48.8 I think it was before that, 46.6 now Luco, but running out of time, under 2 minutes of the race left now. AJ got enough, just about enough life in those tyres to get to the end, still setting 150.8 on that last lap with extreme tyre wear is incredibly impressive, and only half a second off of his fastest lap at the first half of the lap. So yeah, doing a great job out at the first. I don't think Luca's going to be able to do too much now apart from take the extra point for the fastest lap. He's on the same pace again this lap. Yeah, just running out of time now. McLaren having done enough to hold on to third this race. Mickey in fourth. Better tyre wear from Mickey, 49 flat on that last lap, 50.3. So Mickey 1.3 seconds quicker on that last lap. Again, just running out of time now. I have one more flying lap after this, and then that will be it. I think Mr. Sean will be one of the Robert's dog right behind him still. So dog's tyres really running out now, those softs. And getting to the point of the same wear as Sean's mediums, and yeah, he's just been struggling behind, hasn't been able to get through. Mickey's been doing Mickey a favour, he's just been able to get his head down and stay ahead of these two. MS too fast, still 3 or 4 seconds behind that little group. And I think it's all going to finish pretty much where we are at the moment. These guys being closest on track at the moment, 4th, 5th and 6th. It's not far behind. Yeah, Luco still setting incredible laps. And we do hit the 30-minute mark. Is Mr. Sean going to be the first official checkered flag? No, that goes to Robert's dog. So Robert's dog brings it home in 6th place, just not been able to get past Sean on those last few laps, as MS Too Fast brings it home in 7th. Flav in 8th place, and our teammate of Flav just behind in 9th as he goes a bit sideways. Just for the fun of it on that last corner, brings it home in 9th place. RJ Cool doing enough to stay ahead of Burke in 10th place. Dowler's in 11th as we go back to the race leader. 40 seconds left of his lap now. Yeah, great drive from AG. Hasn't made a mistake. Tough conditions at the start in the wet. And yeah, he's just held his nerve and been consistent throughout. Luco managing to get that time down to 10 seconds at the end, but again just run out of time, run out of tyres. And yeah, congratulations AG, great drive. Just coming through the final chicane now. And a couple of the back markers just behind. The first win of the season goes to AG. Luco in a solid 2nd place, takes the fastest lap as well. Great drive from Luco. And McLaren in 3rd place, taking the last podium spot, doing enough to stay ahead of Mickey, not far behind in 4th. It's yeah, really tough opening race there in a very difficult car to drive, very technical track at Suzuka, and incredibly tough conditions with the rain at the start. But yeah, McLaren bring it home in 3rd place, Mickey in 4th, and Mr. Shaw in 5th place. So yeah, congratulations guys, tough race. And yeah, kept up with as much as I could at the start of that, but yeah, always going to be a tough one, action happening throughout the grid. Pole position as well for AG, forgot about that. So yeah, congratulations mate. And there are the official results. Luco taking that best lap at the end there. Yeah, well done everyone, and we'll see you next week.